Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Olympic Ultras podcast. I'm Nate.
And I'm Michael.
And this is episode 5. And today we're going to be talking about the men's game against Logan Lightning in the Kappa Pro Series quarterfinal.
Nice.
Very, very exciting. We'll also touch on the other quarterfinals and the results from that. Before we look forward to the absolutely massive doubleheader Lions match this weekend, the women and the men.
Isn't it? It's salivating.
It's just so exciting, and it's going to be such a big match. It's the first game for the NPL men. At least it's round 1. The big match, both sides, and everything like that. And we've also got a very, very special interview with Chris Grossman, so keep an eye out for that. Before we get into it, don't forget to follow us and subscribe to us on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. That is the Olympic FC_Ultras on our Instagram and our YouTube, and the Olympic Ultras podcast via Spotify. Don't forget, if you do want this on any other platforms, just let us know. Send us a message. We'll be right onto it.
We're trying to accommodate.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's kick off. Olympic 2, Logan Lightning 0.
What a good result.
Fantastic result.
Good, hard, graft result.
I think it wasn't a flashy result.
No, it wasn't a flashy game.
It wasn't a flashy game. But I don't think it had to be. And I think it actually would have benefited Logan Lightning if it was. Because we played a very conservative, very professional, just really possession-based sort of game. It didn't allow Logan Lightning to capitalize on those moments that they did against Eastern Suburbs, for instance.
Yeah. It was almost as if we played their game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they come out fighting, we come out fighting. It was an ugly boxing match, which someone had to win.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough to do that.
And they really sort of capitalized with the counterattacks against Eastern Suburbs. We didn't allow those counterattacks to happen.
Exactly right. We snubbed them well and truly out.
So it was absolutely fantastic result. Kenshin Takegishi, his first start, his first goal.
Emperor Kenshin.
Emperor Kenshin. Just absolutely fantastic.
Ball on a string, man. Ball on a string.
Incredible for a home debut and a starting debut. Just it's different gravy.
Yeah, took control.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Yeah. Didn't never seen us play without him. You know, like he just sort of slotted in right away.
Right? Like we've always been there.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
Fantastic performance.
And Ty Cobb, someone stop this man.
No,
don't stop this man.
Do not stop this man. Assist this man everywhere you can. The guy is. He's just such a talent. We say it week after week. He's such a talent. But his range for goal is phenomenal. He knows exactly where to place it. He knows exactly how to hit it. Either foot.
Yeah.
He keeps that up. Goodness gracious. I mean, we could be on the transfer market for a huge amount of money.
Well, he's 4 from 4.
Yeah.
And that's not even like, he scored a hat trick and then 3 games later he scored a goal. He scored 1 goal every game.
Yeah.
Like he has been in every single game.
And that's fantastic performance. And he backs it up with great performances as well, not just goal scoring.
And he's not a terribly selfish player, which I guess you kind of can't be on the wing. At some point you do have to whip that ball in.
You do have to pass it, yeah.
But he's not really a selfish player. He takes his chance when he gets it, and God does he take it.
Yeah.
But he's not hitting 5, 6, 7 shots and scoring one of them.
Yeah.
You know, he takes 2, 3 shots and scores one of them, and then the rest of the time he's passing in and out and making those runs and taking defenders away from the strikers and the centre mids.
And he's the visual side of his game is very good too, because he looks and he sees where he wants to pass it, where he's going to pass it, where he's going to run.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. But, you know, as we discussed last episode, Logan Lightning has a very real ability to unsettle us, but we didn't let that happen.
No.
Which is absolutely fantastic. I think everyone that was on that pitch, and obviously including Kenshin and Ty, but everyone was on that pitch played such an intelligent game and just really didn't let Logan get into it.
No. We knew what we had to do.
Yeah.
And we just had to do the basics. And we done the basics very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we suffered any injuries, which was good.
No.
But we just played to all we had to play for. I mean, Yeah, we could have just gone, let's go, fellas, and wiped off the face of the earth. What would that have gained? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly right.
This was a good, hard match of football.
Yeah. And, I guess it's kind of easy to look back and go, oh, it was only Logan. But, they topped their group. They topped their group in a difficult group. We talked last week about their ability and, who they've unsettled in recent years as well, what they did in the FQPL one, and a very deciding factor in the FQPL one.
Yep.
Like, on the outside, sure, this looked like a very, very easy game.
Yep.
It wasn't, in all honesty.
I think we touched on it last podcast or the podcast before. The difference between FQPL 1 and the NPL is slowly coming together. It's shrinking.
Shrunk.
And some of those teams in that FQPL 1 are just phenomenal squads. And they're getting better and better, whether it be the coaching, the players' attitudes. I'm not too sure there's any money in the game at that level. But there's some great football teams out there.
I think, and I mean, this is discussed every year upon year. We know the clubs approach Football Queensland about it. We know the fans want Football Queensland to do it. But surely we're not too far away from a 14-team comp again.
Can't be.
We had it a number of years ago, especially when I think it was Magpies Crusaders, one of the North Queensland teams were involved. Understandable why that wasn't sustainable.
Of course.
That's a lot of travel, especially for a team that far away.
Yeah.
But when you look at the quality of the sides that have sort of not left behind, but are at that top level of FQPL 1 that haven't quite managed to make that final leap into the NPL.
Yep.
There's some good teams down there.
Well, look at the team we've seen. We've seen Logan. We've seen Rubina. We've seen Redland Bay. We saw Strikers in pre-season. Any of those,
as well.
Any of those could fit into that NPL squad.
Yeah, all of those gave us a decent runaround.
Yeah, and it'd be hard pressed to see who come last because there's some quality talent in those teams.
Yeah, definitely.
There is a good reason I think for 14 team, even a 16 team.
Yeah. I just 12's great. It's tight. It does make for a really, really tight competition, especially this year. I think you'd be hard pressed to list
for sure
your top, your 12, 1 to 12. But man, just 14, 16 would just be so much more exciting. So more games.
Yep.
You could do some fun stuff with the promotion, relegation, playoff, and things like that.
And I know the weather in Queensland is a lot different to the weather in Sydney and Victoria, but the New South Wales NPL this weekend is round 3.
Yeah.
So they've already started 2 weeks prior to us.
Yeah.
The Sydney Cleveland, I don't know about Victoria, but the New South Wales teams play through Easter. We don't.
Yeah.
So we have all these gaps. But I don't know for what reason. When you're a junior, having Easter off is awesome because your parents go away.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're a senior, you work.
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
Yeah.
I've never gotten that.
No, neither.
But anyway,
personally, a bit of a rant against Football Queensland for some odd reason.
I know it's odd.
We're usually such fervent supporters of them.
Fair to them,
Let's casting our mind back to the Logan Lightning game. Who was your player of the match?
Tycom.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Fantastic performance. He was on the front foot from the kick-off, always involved, and his just overall performance has just really impressed me.
No, good. Young kid too.
Young kid, the world at his feet. He's got if he does well, he'll go long in his football career. He'll go very far. But I thought he was the best for me this weekend.
Yeah. For me, honestly, it didn't take him long to get to this point where I put him in player of the match. But it has to be Kenshin for me. It's okay. He was only on for 60 minutes. Man, that 60 minutes was an incredible 60 minutes.
But it's not just playing; it's his whole attitude and the way he deals with things and the way he approaches things. And I also saw him out there communicating well with players and encouraging players and telling them where to stand. So obviously, because of his experience, he can see that.
Yeah.
And he can only be a benefit for the younger kids.
And he did come on for about, I think, 20 or so minutes against Redlands the previous week.
Yeah.
Already he was stringing passes together and being involved in that play. Set up Saz's goal as well in that match. So, a goal and assist already in 2 appearances. Yeah. None of them were the full 90.
Yeah.
So I couldn't look past him. We looked so dangerous whenever he was on the ball. He saw passes that we didn't even see as supporters. He was just absolutely fantastic. And I
think that link up with Bumi too. And I think it helps being both Japanese. They have that constant communication.
And they can communicate in a language that, not many other people will understand on that pitch. So they'll be able to have that.
But they just work so well together.
Yeah, they do.
Brilliant.
So we're going to look at the other results as well. So obviously all the Kappa Pro Series quarterfinals have been played. The semi-finals, as far as we are aware, have not been drawn yet. But, keep an eye out on our page at the Olympic FC Ultras, and we will let you know, or we'll put something up as soon as we see it. But there were 3 other matches to be played. Number 1 was Lions 3, Wynnum Wolves 0. I think we all kind of saw this one coming.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, they did play. Funnily enough, these were 2 teams that came through in the group together. Wynnum Wolves won that second place lottery. Lions won the other match as well. So Lions are a bloody good team, aren't they?
They're a bloody good team, and Wolves are a good side of their day too. But you can't go past Lions.
Yeah, I feel like Wolves have lost a number of players due to a lot of them going up to the OFC Pro League as well, which look fantastic. That's
great for the players. Poor for the club.
Yeah,
I wish there was someone that'd say, no, you can't go. You're contracted.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Look, if you want to go, we'll transfer you.
Yeah,
because otherwise the clubs get nothing.
Yeah,
all they're left with is a massive void.
And a lot of the time,
they're going to try and fill.
Yeah, a lot of the time, that's what it is at this level. It's a semi-pro.
And it's just not right. I mean,
a pro club comes and...
I understand it's semi-pro, but there's got to be some benefit to the club who has you as a contracted player to lose you.
Well, I guess...
Just because you want a bit of stardom.
I guess the thing that we worry about is the OFC only goes until May, sorry. Yeah. So suddenly, if they all come back to Wynnum Wolves for the second half of the season...
what did Wynnum do? They go, sorry, boys, we've filled those spots. You have to move on.
Exactly right. Or do they get rid of the people that they filled them with?
Which would be totally unfair.
Yeah. But that's for them to figure out.
That's the nature of the game, unfortunately. But it's brutal, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Who am
I? The next one was Penn Power, Brisbane City. A 1-1 draw, which went to penalties. 5-3 win to Brisbane City on penalties. Incredible match. A few twists and turns because there was a rain delay in the middle of that.
Correct.
Penn Power went up by a penalty. Then there was a red card to a Penn Power defender. And then in the 94th minute or something, Brisbane City score a header to equalise it. Gets it all the way to penalties. And to continue writing this story, one of Penn Power's new boys, Ivan Ozzie, who just signed for the club, is the only player to miss a penalty.
Yeah.
And Brisbane City go on to win 5-3.
Which is quite bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, considering, I do actually really rate Ivan Ozzie.
But what I saw, I wasn't impressed with the other side.
No, it seemed to be
scrappy. Penn Power looked scrappy.
Yeah.
Didn't impress me at all.
No, it was very...
Unless, of course, being in Kappa Series, it's a prelude to what they're actually going to present come round 1. But, it wasn't overly impressed.
That's another one of those things where... it really depends club to club who really takes the Kappa Pro Series seriously. And we have talked about it before, talked about it last year, talked about it already this year and this season. But, it is one of those things where you don't take it seriously until you're somewhere far.
Yeah.
But also, who's to say that a team isn't taking it seriously from the beginning? Who's to say that they were never going to take it seriously? So it's one of those things where it's it's a little naive to suggest that everyone's giving their all.
100%.
But it's also kind of is it a little unfair that you aren't giving your all?
100%. Especially if you look at yourself as a mid-table side.
Yeah.
There will always be a mid-table side.
Yeah, 100%.
And look, every comp got them.
Yeah.
And go, hang on.
Someone's got to finish that.
Let's give this a push.
Yeah, why not?
And they'll give it 100%.
Yeah, a bit of silverware that you haven't won.
That's right, exactly right. Why not something to adorn the mantelpiece?
Yeah.
So...
And then the final match of the quarterfinals was Brisbane Roar B, who did surprise me. No offense to anyone who supports them, but did surprise me that they managed to top their group. It was a difficult group.
They done well.
So they did really, really well to get through there. Their run did end here, scoring 2 goals against Moreton City, who did manage 4. a Marquise Walters hat trick, starting off exactly where he finished at Morden City. He did obviously go to Gold Coast Knights in between, but didn't have the best of seasons.
Yeah, just didn't fit in.
But, already taking off exactly where he left off at Morden City. So, interesting results, but at the same time, Lions, Brisbane City, Morden City, and ourselves, of course, are probably the four I would have tipped to come through in each one of those.
Here's a question. Who would you like to see Olympic play in the semi-final? Have you got any?
I actually talked to someone else about this really recently, and I don't want Lions and I don't want Morden City.
Neither do I.
I don't want Brisbane City, but I have to pick someone.
Yeah.
And I think, no disrespect to Brisbane City, but I think of the other three, they would be the easier of the choices.
Correct. Absolutely.
And I'm saying that as in, like, they're an 8 out of 10 where, the rest of them are a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm not saying that they're by far the easier.
No. I know you're coming. They're the easier option of the three.
Of the three. It's one of those, if you had to pick one.
I'll go Brisbane City as well.
But so I just think, you obviously want to get through to the final. And then when you hit the final, anything can happen. The last thing I want to do is hit a semi-final where you've got to play the Lions at Morden City, like two of the biggest teams in our state and have been for a long time. Lions is near on a decade of one of the biggest teams. Probably more, to be honest. But
anyway, we'll cross our bridge when we come to it.
Exactly right.
And there's a lot of football to be played.
There is a lot of football to be played in between there. And we are preliminary talks of a bit of a Kappa Pro Series special. We did a couple of specials.
Yeah, we did
last year, a couple with the men and the women.
So your eyes peeled and ears pierced for that.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll release
in due course what's going on.
Yeah, we'll release the guest list when we get there. But as of right now, we'll move into the second half.
Yep.
Coming up on Saturday, a massive double header. The women kick off earlier, but we are going to be talking about the men's one in this particular podcast. If you're interested in the preview to the women's game against Lions, it'll be coming in tomorrow's podcast. For this one, it is the NPL men's round 1 on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. at Goodwin Park. So Kappa Pro Series put aside for now. Now we're welcoming Lions, one of the biggest teams of the NPL. Well, as we just mentioned, probably the last decade easily.
Yep.
One of the more dominant teams. Obviously, no ladder just yet, or previous results in the NPL, but it is super important that we get up to a great start here.
And I think we will. I think we have the players, we have the ability, we have the know-how. We played in pre-season.
Mm-hmm.
We lost by 0 to that, but there was a lot of positives in that as well, and I don't think Lions played as well as they could have or should have. But I think we'll do really well. I think we'll play some good football this weekend.
Yeah, I thought we were maybe a little bit unlucky against Lions in the preseason.
Yep.
You could use all the excuses under the sun,
yes.
But that was the result. In my opinion, it was the third game of that week.
Yes. It was a big week, that one.
Coming after the Brisbane strike is midweek.
Correct.
Yeronga the Sunday
previous
before.
Week, yep.
So it was the first time that we had to deal with 3 games in a week.
Yeah.
Because the previous were 3 games in 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. And no one likes doing that.
No one likes doing that. It was a really, really rough...
There's a risk of injury. There's a risk of suspension.
Yeah.
Because the cards do matter in those games.
Oh, 100%.
So there's a lot of risk.
So, it was a little bit of a good training run that was chucked us through.
For sure.
It was a bit of more of a tough mudder than anything.
Yeah.
Than a preseason tournament sort of thing. So, it was really, really difficult, but I think we'll surprise them. I think we'll come out at a really good start.
I think we'll do. What I've seen this year to what I saw last year. Yeah, okay, it's a whole different squad, but as we said before, it's the attitude, it's the commitment, it's buckling down and going, we have a job to do, boys. Not, there's always next week.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's only
that winning mentality.
3 points to worry about it.
And they're keeping each other accountable.
They are keeping each other accountable, and they're supporting each other. They're backing each other. And that's why I think we'll have a good game.
Yeah, and I think we'll surprise a few people. I think we'll surprise, not only the Lions, but I think we'll sort of, if we can come out of this with a good result, even a good couple of goals draw each side, I think a few people will sort of sit up and go, oh, hang on, let's sort of look at that match again, because Olympics, everyone not involved in this is pegging Lions to win this.
Of course.
We are going into this as the
I bet 365 Lions will be the favourites.
100%. 100%. And undeniable. There's no argument as to why.
Oh, God, no.
Especially coming through the Kappa Pro Series, as we just talked about. Winning all their games, getting into the quarterfinal, won the quarterfinal, so now they're in the semi. Like, already this season, even though they've had a massive rebuild, big names like King Kelly is gone, Joe Duckworth is gone, they're still dominating, they're still doing really, really well. The people that they've replaced them with aren't slouches. People like Akbari. Things like that.
So let's take one Pele out, put a Pele in.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's just the quality's there.
Yeah. But Alexander Faulkner is on absolute fire. He's scored a number of goals across the quarterfinal and the group stages and everything like that. He's probably going to be the number one that we have to worry about.
Sure.
But, again, they're just quality all over the pitch.
Quality. But so are we.
Yeah, exactly right.
So are we. It's about time it's like the Phoenix. It's about time we rose out of the ashes and gone, we're here, we're going to claim this, deal with it.
Yeah. It's one of those, you talk about like the Premier League and things like that in regards to, you still cast Tottenham as a big six.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things with Olympic. We're still a big club in Queensland.
Yeah.
But how long are we still going to be a big club until we have to win something to get that status again?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, we talked about the 5 grand finals in a row. Okay, 6 if you count the Kappa Pro Series the year after. We didn't win any of them. We haven't been to a final since. So, I think
time is near.
Yeah, I think if we want to still be called a big club in the NPL Queensland, we need to start taking it.
Yeah, it has to be this year.
Yeah.
And I think it will be this year.
Yeah.
I really do. As I said, we've seen every pre-season game.
Yes.
And I was impressed from game 1.
I think we've seen every game of the men so far this season.
And I was so impressed, and I continue to be impressed.
Yeah.
What the Gaffer's got them doing there is just incredible. And my hat off to him. He's just done such a great job.
And the club's been so good getting behind them as well.
Yeah.
We've got, a lot of like sponsorship and things like that as well.
Yeah.
They've really got behind Grozzy as well.
Yeah.
And helped build a really, really good squad.
I mean, we were privileged to be invited to the NPL season launch last Saturday, and in which we saw firsthand some of those sponsors.
Yeah.
And we had a chat to some of those sponsors, and even they can feel the vibe, and they can feel there's something pretty special going on.
Yeah.
And that's a big plus.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Chris Grossman, we caught up with Chris Grossman.
We did.
Just before this match.
Big on this weekend, Lions. Couldn't come a tougher test, could it?
No, he couldn't. But I think the whole season's going to be a tough one. So why not get the premiers to start with? I think our form in pre-season's been quite good. I'm really happy with where the boys are at, and
Same.
Let's go into the weekend and hopefully. I think this is my 6th time here against Lions, and I'm 0 for 6, so I don't like that too much. So hopefully that can change this weekend.
Definitely change this weekend. Are we changing our formation or playing style for this particular opponent, or are you going with the same kind of setup as other games?
I'd like to say it's going to be a surprise on the day for them, but
Good.
I think our strongest team will play. I think that's something I've always fallen back to is get our strongest team on the pitch.
Yep.
It's always difficult because, as I've said to the boys over the last probably 2 or 3 months, that we've built a squad this year. It's not a squad of 11 players or 12 that can go and win us something this year. It's going to be a squad of 16, 17, 18 players that need to come in and do their jobs when required upon. And I think that's evident from our Kappa Cup performances. A lot of young kids have come in. Hudson Slater, Jaden Hansen. They've all come in and done the job when they needed to.
Incredible. I mean, even Declan. Look at Declan. I mean, he's on fire. I mean, all of them are on fire.
Yeah,
it's just crazy how they fit it in and just slot in as if they've been playing here for ages.
Yeah. No, he's a kid. He's a kid with a lot of potential. I think. People will work him out, and that'll be Dexter's next challenge and our next challenge to help him through that period. But he's definitely shown some promise, and I think a lot of the senior boys are now in a position where they're looking behind him. But the reality is he's already gone in front of them. So it's difficult for us. So
very much so.
But a good position to be in.
Very much so. Are there any players in the Lions squad we need to neutralise, need to look out for, need to sort of, apart from the 11 on the pitch?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting squad. I think if you look at their squad 12 months ago, Joey Duckworth, Andy Pengelly, Hassan Ramazani, just to name a few that have been championship winning players over multiple years for them. So it's a relatively new squad for them. We played them in pre-season, and I believe have seen them at their highest point. So Ramak Burrow is one that I've spent a fair bit of time with coaching in the Raw that I've got a lot of respect for. He definitely makes them tick. But yeah, they're a squad with a lot of talented footballers that we're going to have to make sure that we're on our toes for 90, 95 minutes. And,
exactly.
Lions is a squad that will continue to.
They've always shown, no matter what they come up with, they've always had a good, strong squad. And we've seen them over the years, and they've just been incredibly dangerous. So, but with Pengelly gone now, I mean, he made them tick last year as well, and previous season. So
no, I'm hopeful this weekend that we'll come out and we'll relish the atmosphere that we should have here this weekend. Being at home, round one, bring good form into round one.
Oh, most definitely.
Understand where we went wrong in our preseason game we played against them. And that will be a recipe for hopefully a positive performance and result come round one on Saturday.
Sure. Yeah, let's hope. Any focus for the final training session before the game? Anything you sort of touch on?
I think it's just hammering home to the boys where success is for us come Saturday, but also where their positive moments are within their own attributes. I think we can continue to hammer home stuff, but the boys have learned a lot in the off season. I think a different dynamic of group this year has been a little bit more engaged in asking questions, in looking at video, in critiquing themselves and critiquing us and asking questions of why we do what we do. So it's really good football conversation to have that makes us think about the way we do things. But yeah, as I said, a good group that is engaged at the moment. I think we will just continue to hammer home habits that we believe will give them success, which ultimately will give us success. So that'll be the focus this week. As I said, this week's result is important. Yeah, of course it is. But at the same time, I don't think it's a do or die this weekend.
Oh, definitely not. No, and as fans, we've noticed that change too in the players and the player squad and their attitude and the performance. It's just been so uplifting. It's been incredible. It's been a joy.
Yeah,
absolute joy.
It's funny. I said to the boys on the weekend, I was meeting with players during the off season, as you do, and one of them I was speaking to said, "Oh, what's your plan for the Kappa Cup and the way you go about the season?" I said, "Oh, this is what we're planning on doing." Kappa Cup is like, "Oh, it's interesting. I believe in every competition you go in, you should want to win." And it got me thinking a little bit as well. I'm like, okay, well, as a player, I didn't really win as much as what I wanted to. But then if we get the opportunity to now obviously be in a semi-final of a Kappa Cup, well, let's go for it.
Oh, you bet.
And we've managed to also give young players opportunities in that as well. So you can probably mix the two crafts together of developing young players, giving them opportunities, but also winning things. So that's probably something that I'm the most proudest of this season, or starting of this season. But as a coach, you always continue to learn. And I think that's part that I'll take with me for this season, and hopefully it ultimately delivers silverware to Olympic.
Very much so. Looking forward to that. So what does success look like for the team in this game?
I mean, being at home, I would like to say it's winning. I think first game, round one at home, good atmosphere, good form. I think it has to be winning. I think if that's where we want to go this year, then, as I said, bring on the two big hitters and let's go box it out. it's going to be a good game of football. We've always had that against Lions. I think the first game I ever coached for Olympic was against Lions. At Lions, we're 1-1 until the 85th minute, and Hassan scored a goal from 35 metres out, and we ended up losing. They've always been good games. They've been close games. I think last time we played them here in a competition game, we gave them 2 goals. So we're going to have to be tidy. We're going to have to be smart. We're going to have to be very clever about the way we do things. But as I said, I think we bring those things, the form and everything else into round one. That anything less than a win will probably be a little bit disappointing for the group.
Most definitely.
Thanks to Chris Grosman for making time out of his very, very busy schedule
Really appreciate it, Chris. Thank you.
To talk to us before this upcoming match. Fantastic words from the boss, as always.
Oh, he's such an insightful person too, isn't he? And he knows his football. He's been around the block.
Yeah.
He's a passionate man. He's got, a good eye for talent, and he's got a direction. He's going that way.
Mm. And it is really good that we are able to talk to him like this, and he makes time for us. And he was one of, I believe it was a few people working behind the scenes, but he was one of the people that originally invited us to the season launch, which is absolutely fun.
And then
so wonderful.
People like Chris tonight, people like James, who we've known for a number of years now, just wonderful people who give you the time of day.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a fan, it's just wonderful.
Yeah,
absolutely wonderful.
All right, so let's take a moment to look at the upcoming fixtures for the rest of this round. So there is actually a bit of an absolute magic Saturday. Too bad no one's going to be watching it because everyone's going to be at the Lions Olympic doubleheader.
Right. Lovely, important game.
But on Friday at 7:30, Morton City play Gold Coast Knights, an absolute cracker to kick off.
That'll be a great game.
Kick off the NPL season. So if you don't have any plans on Friday, make sure you tune into that game because that game's going to be
a great game to watch. Is that at Morton City?
Yes, it's at Morton City. So a bit of travel for Gold Coast Knights. Again, as everyone's sort of talked about, a lot of their squad has been gutted and they're playing a very, very different style now.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean any of their venom has been taken away.
On the night, as someone keeps saying, it's normal all night.
Exactly right. So, and you've still got to play that match.
You've got to play it.
Saturday at 3 o'clock, we've got a Gold Coast derby. Magic United play Gold Coast United. So that will be Magic's first foray into the NPL.
It'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, so it's good to see them come up and, again, straight up a Gold Coast derby.
Yeah.
Then on Saturday at 5 o'clock, you have Rochdale Rovers versus Wynnum Wolves. Again, another promoted team, Rochdale Rovers. Possibly a good chance against Wynnum Wolves because Wynnum Wolves aren't who they used to be either.
Yeah. I saw Rochdale play Sunny Coast a couple of weeks ago, and they seem to be a good side.
Yeah. So that could be an interesting one to keep an eye on as well. Maybe watch on replay on the Sunday because you'll be at the Olympic game.
Yep.
And then rounding out a 6 p.m. kickoff of the Saturday is your Penn Power versus Eastern Suburbs, another absolute cracking match. Two teams that have recruited quite well over the season. Obviously, Penn Power taking a number of Olympic players away. And Eastern Suburbs taking Jack Hudson as well. And so...
Well, I can see East winning that one.
Yeah.
The
Ben Galley as well. If he gets going, he gets going.
The form they played against Logan recently, I would have given those players a drug test.
100%.
Because that just wasn't the East I know.
Yeah.
So they will want to come back and start this campaign 100%, if not higher.
Yeah.
So I dare say that Penn Power will be shaking their boots because East will not hold back in this game.
On the other side of that, though, Penn Power just exited the Kappa Pro Series, so maybe they've also got a point to prove.
That's true. Yeah. That's very true, 100%. But I think, for me, East for that one.
Yeah. And then Sunday, 3:15, Brisbane Royal B versus Brisbane City. Who actually knows how that's going to go? Because Brisbane Royal B did really surprise me in the Kappa Pro Series. Coming out of a hard group with people like Brisbane Strikers, North Star, and Gold Coast United.
Yeah.
I would still tip Brisbane City for that, but it still might be an interesting game.
I'm tipping a draw on that one.
Yeah. But so that rounds out the weekend of the first NPL's round.
Good round. Season. Good bunch of games.
Fantastic bunch of games. And as we keep alluding to, the NPL Queensland is such a tight team, like a tight group. You will be hard pressed to get your 1 to 12.
Oh, gotcha.
Even if you're like, oh yeah, this team's definitely going to be first, it's just like, okay, well then who's second, third, and fourth? Who's
That's right.
making your top four?
Yeah.
You know, it would be so difficult to sit down and actually go, this is who we're talking about.
No, you're a brave man to do that.
Yeah.
From the start.
Yeah, exactly right. I have privately written my 1 to 12. I will not share it unless you want me to share it. If I get enough comments asking me to share it, I will share it. But you know, including my probably a little bit interesting top four. I don't think too many people will be looking at that top four.
Olympic first, second. Olympic NPL squad first, under 23 second, the 18's third, and the women's in the fourth position.
Not.
Oh, they can't play now.
Not one-sided at all, are you?
No, I've never been one-sided.
Alrighty. Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. Make sure you stick around for the women's podcast. It's being released tomorrow at 6 o'clock as well. Get down to Goodwin Park. Get down to Goodwin Park to the double header.
Grab a friend. Grab two friends.
Bring everyone.
Bring them down. There's going to be lots to do, lots to see, lots of excitement.
Actually, from what I'm aware, it's free entry. It's free entry and there's a bunch of stuff going on.
Yep, you won't regret it.
So
come down and have a ball. It's a great night out.
Come down, enjoy some absolutely fantastic Greek food. Bring your family, bring your mates.
Yep.
Bring the kids. Let's have some fun and
bring your voice, and you won't regret it.
Exactly, and watch an absolutely fantastic couple of games of football.
It's gonna be cracking.
If you see us, make sure to come say hello. Yep. You're very welcome to stand beside us and support with us. Until then, let's go Olympic.
Go Olympic.